In 1934, a widow in Mississippi raised 4 children on $32 a month. She had no job, no husband's income, no government check. Her neighbors thought she was struggling. She was not. She was running 5 income streams from her kitchen table and her backyard that most people today have completely forgotten exist. Number 13 on this list, most people think is illegal. It's not. It became legal in all 50 states just 3 years ago. Number 9 requires less than $50 to start and can generate $300 a month within 60 days. And number 15 pays up to $150 an hour using a skill most people already have but have never thought to charge for. None of this requires a boss, a degree, or a business license. Here are 15 income streams your grandparents used that still work today. Number 1. Backyard eggs and produce. Selling surplus vegetables and eggs from backyard chickens was one of the most reliable sources of weekly income for American families for generations. A woman with 6 hens and a productive kitchen garden sold to neighbors every single week without a storefront, without advertising, and without a single dollar of startup cost beyond the seeds and the flock she already kept. Today, fresh, local eggs sell for $5 to $8 per dozen at farmers markets and through neighborhood apps like Nextdoor. A flock of 6 hens produces roughly 2 dozen eggs per week. That is $40 to $60 per month from 6 birds and a bag of feed. Add surplus garden vegetables through peak season, and that number climbs to $150 to $300 per month with almost zero overhead. And number 2 is how the smartest ones turn that same garden into income that came back every single year without replanting a single dollar. Number 2, heirloom seed saving. Before commercial seed companies existed, farmers saved seed from their strongest plants every season and sold or traded the surplus to neighbors and general stores. The seed itself was currency. A farmer with rare tomato varieties or unusual pepper strains had something every neighboring gardener wanted year after year. Today, heirloom and open-pollinated seeds are growing at 11% per year. A packet of rare heirloom tomato seeds sells for $4 to $8 on Etsy. A dedicated seed saver growing 20 varieties and selling through an online shop can generate $500 to $1,500 per growing season with zero cost beyond the garden itself. The 2013 Supreme Court ruling restricting seed saving applies only to patented GMO varieties. Open-pollinated heirloom seeds are still yours to save, grow, and sell completely freely. Your great-grandmother called it saving seed. Today, people pay a premium for exactly that. But number 3 is the one that lets you earn money from what you already know how to do without selling a single physical product. Number 3, bartering networks. Before cash was universally available, communities ran on reciprocal trade. A farmer traded produce for carpentry work. A seamstress traded alterations for preserved food. Value moved through networks of trust and mutual need without a dollar ever changing hands. The International Reciprocal Trade Association estimated the value of organized barter at over $12 billion globally in 2023. 20% of businesses now engage in some form of bartering. The concept your great-grandmother used with her neighbors has become a $12 billion industry. Today, Time Banks USA connects people who trade skills and services using time as currency. 1 hour of any skill equals 1 time credit, regardless of market rate. Local Facebook groups and neighborhood apps facilitate informal barter arrangements that reduce monthly cash spending by hundreds of dollars.
Every dollar you do not spend is a dollar you do not have to earn. Number 4 takes that principle and turns a single weekend into a product that sells for months. Number 4, soap and candle making. In the 19th century, rendering fat and making soap and candles was standard household production. Families made more than they needed and sold the surplus to neighbors and general stores. The skill was common, the income was real, and the startup cost was essentially nothing because the raw materials came from what the household already produced. Today, a bar of handmade cold-processed soap sells for $8 to $12. A small soy candle sells for $15 to $25. Startup materials cost under $100 for a first batch of 20 to 30 units. A small producer selling consistently through Etsy and farmers markets generates $500 to $2,000 per month from a single kitchen table. Number 5 is faster to start, requires even less material, and has more consistent local demand than almost anything else on this list. Number 5, sewing and clothing alterations. A skilled seamstress in previous generations never lacked for customers. Clothing was expensive and worth repairing. The work was steady because the need never went away. Today, professional alteration services charge between $15 and $100 per garment. Bridal shops, dry cleaners, and tailors consistently struggle to find skilled seamstresses. This is one of the few skilled trades where demand exceeds supply in almost every market in America. A home-based alteration operation running from a single sewing machine with zero overhead generates between $500 and $1,500 per month on word of mouth alone. No storefront, no advertising, just a skill and a reputation, the same two things it always required. Pay attention here. Numbers 6, 7, and 8 are the ones most people assume they cannot do. Every single one of them is simpler than it looks. Everything on this list so far requires a physical product or direct skill. The next 3 are different. They require something most people already own and are currently leaving completely unused, and the income they generate does not stop when you stop working. Number 6, medicinal herbs. Growing, drying, and selling herbs was standard practice for generations. Lavender, chamomile, echinacea, peppermint, and lemon balm were grown in kitchen gardens and sold to neighbors, apothecaries, and general stores. The income was reliable because the demand never went away. People needed herbs before pharmacies existed and still buy them now that pharmacies are everywhere. Today, the herbal products market in the United States exceeds $11 billion annually, and a significant portion comes from buyers who specifically want small-batch, locally grown products they cannot find at a chain store. The only legal rule is simple: sell the plant. Describe what it is, not what it does. That line keeps you clear of FDA jurisdiction, and this becomes a clean, legal income stream requiring nothing more than a garden and a drying rack. Number 7 requires no garden, no product, and no materials at all, just space you probably already have. Number 7, renting land and outbuildings. Small landowners in the early 20th century regularly rented unused acres to neighboring farmers for grazing or growing. They rented barns and outbuildings for storing equipment between seasons. The land worked whether the owner worked or not. That was the entire point. Today, platforms like LandWatch and AcreTrader connect landowners with farmers and ranchers looking for pasture and cropland. Rural pasture land rents for between $50 and $200 per acre per year, with zero labor from the owner. For outbuilding and garage storage, platforms like Neighbor.com allow anyone with unused space to rent directly to people in their area. The average host earns between $100 and $400 per month on space that would otherwise sit completely empty. Your grandfather did not call this passive income. He called it not letting anything go to waste.
Number 8 turns a skill most people learned as teenagers into something that currently pays more per hour than the average American office job. Number 8, leather repair. A skilled cobbler in 1920 repaired shoes, boots, belts, and bags for the entire community. Quality leather was expensive and worth repairing. The work never stopped coming because leather never stopped wearing out. Today, leather repair is experiencing a genuine revival. Quality leather goods have become expensive again, and consumers are choosing repair over replacement in growing numbers. A resold pair of boots costs $40 to $80 at a cobbler. A new pair of equivalent quality costs $200 to $500. When the math is that clear for the customer, finding work is not difficult for the craftsperson. A basic leather repair kit costs under $100. Before and after photographs posted to a simple social media page generate consistent local inquiries with no advertising spend required. Now, number 9. This is the one from the beginning of the video. Less than $50 to start, $300 in the first 60 days. Here is exactly how it works. Number 9. Roadside produce stand. Before supermarkets dominated every town, families sold surplus produce and preserved goods from a folding table at the end of their driveway. No storefront, no business license in most areas, no startup cost beyond a table and a handwritten sign. Today, cottage food laws in all 50 states allow home producers to sell shelf-stable foods and garden produce directly to consumers. A roadside stand selling garden vegetables, home-baked goods, jams, and canned items is legal everywhere, with minimal permits depending on location. A folding table costs $30 at a discount store. A handwritten sign costs nothing. A well-placed roadside stand in a traffic area during peak growing season generates $300 to $800 per month from product a productive garden is already making. Less than $50 to start, profitable within the first weekend if the location is right. This is the most accessible income stream on the entire list, and number 11 is the one that most people watching this video are best positioned to do right now without realizing it. The first 9 income streams on this list are things you make or grow or rent. The next 3 are different. They are things you already know, and knowledge, unlike every physical product on this list, never runs out when you sell it. Number 10, teaching skills and trades. Older generations passed practical knowledge directly from person to person for pay. A skilled seamstress taught neighborhood women to sew. A carpenter took on paying apprentices. A farmer charged neighboring families for instruction in soil management. Knowledge itself was an income stream, the most renewable one available, because teaching the skill does not use it up. Today, someone who can teach bread baking, soap making, sewing, leatherwork, woodworking, or fermentation can charge between $20 and $100 per person per session. No teaching license is required for informal skill instruction to adults in a private setting. A person with one marketable practical skill and the ability to teach it clearly can build consistent income from a single room in their home with zero overhead. If you learned how to do any of the things on this list, number 11 means you can charge for that knowledge on top of the income the skill itself already generates. Number 11 takes something your great-grandmother made to preserve food and turns it into one of the fastest-growing product categories at farmers markets in America right now. Number 11, fermented foods. Fermentation was how families preserved food before refrigeration existed. Sauerkraut starters, pickled vegetables, and fermented drinks kept families fed through winter and provided tradable surplus for neighbors who did not know how to make them. Every household had someone who fermented. It was not a hobby, it was a survival skill that also generated consistent income. Today, fermented products are among the fastest-growing categories at farmers markets and specialty food stores. A quart of lacto-fermented sauerkraut sells for $8 to $14. A bottle of raw kombucha sells for $6 to $12. In most states, fermented products fall under cottage food protections, meaning you can produce and sell them from your home kitchen without a commercial license. The bacteria your great-grandmother cultivated in a ceramic crock is worth more per jar today than it ever was. Number 12 is the one most people assume requires professional equipment and years of training. It requires neither. Number 12, home childcare. In previous generations, women in a neighborhood informally watched each other's children, keeping money circulating within the community and solving one of every working family's biggest daily problems. Today, licensed home daycares generate between $20,000 and $60,000 annually. The licensing process in most states involves a home inspection, basic safety training, and a background check. A licensed home daycare serving 6 to 8 children operates on low overhead with consistently high demand in almost every community. Childcare costs have risen faster than nearly any other household expense in the last 30 years. The woman who provides affordable, reliable childcare in her home has something every working parent in her neighborhood desperately needs. Most people spend their whole lives walking past money without recognizing it. Numbers 13, 14, and 15 are about learning to see what everyone else is ignoring. They take the most to build, compound the most, and feed each other. Do not skip these. Number 13,
salvage and scrap trading. Before landfills existed, nothing was thrown away. Metal was melted down and reused. Furniture was stripped and rebuilt. Glass was collected and resold. Every discarded object had a next owner, and the person who found it first made the margin. Salvage traders built entire livelihoods from what their neighbors considered worthless. Today, the average American household discards over $1,200 worth of reusable material every single year without realizing it. Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist have created a national buyer pool for used materials. Metal recycling centers pay by the pound for copper, aluminum, and steel. Estate sales and curbside pickups supply inventory for free. A part-time salvage operation run on weekends with a truck generates between $500 and $1,500 per month with zero product cost and zero storefront. Someone else's discard is always someone's asset. The only question is whether you are the one who picks it up.
Number 14 is the one that requires the least startup cost of anything on this list and can generate recurring monthly income within the first week. Number 14, house cleaning. Before professional cleaning services existed, women in every neighborhood cleaned each other's homes for cash. It required no training, no equipment beyond what every household already owned, and no advertising beyond word of mouth on the street. It was one of the most common ways women generated independent income for generations. Today, the average professional house cleaning session charges between $100 and $200. A single client cleaned twice a month generates $200 to $400 in recurring monthly income. 5 recurring clients generate $1,000 to $2,000 per month with zero overhead, zero storefront, and zero product cost. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that the house cleaning industry generates over $40 billion annually in the United States. The majority of that market is served by large franchises charging premium prices. A local independent cleaner offering reliable, quality service at a competitive rate has a built-in price advantage over every franchise in their area. Your great-grandmother did not call it a business. She called it Tuesday, but it paid the same either way.
Number 15 is the last one. It is also the one that pays the most per hour of anyone on this list, and the only thing it requires is showing up and doing the job right. Number 15, home repair and handyman work. Before licensing requirements expanded across the 20th century, skilled tradespeople worked independently throughout their communities. They did not need a license, they needed a reputation. And a reputation for doing good work reliably was worth more than any credential anyone could print on paper. Today, most states allow unlicensed handyman work below a specific dollar threshold per job, typically between $500 and $1,000. Painting, minor repairs, furniture assembly, deck maintenance, gutter cleaning, tile work, and general maintenance all fall within this threshold in most states. The average handyman charges between $50 and $150 per hour. A part-time operation working 20 hours per week generates between $50,000 and $150,000 per year. No commercial space, no employees, no business loan. Just a truck, a toolbox, and the willingness to show up on time and do the job right. Your grandfather kept tools in his garage and used them on weekends for neighbors. He did not call it a business, but it paid like one. The widow in Mississippi in 1934 was running versions of numbers 1, 9, and 13 on the list from her kitchen table. She sold eggs from the hens in her backyard. She ran a roadside stand with surplus vegetables from her garden. And she baked and sold what she made from a kitchen the law did not yet have any opinion about. Between those 3 income streams, she covered every grocery bill her family had. Not because she was exceptional, because she was practical. Not one item on this list requires a degree, a large investment, or permission from an employer. Most require less than $100 to start. Some require nothing at all. Pick one of the 3 she used. Start this week. She did not wait for a better time, and neither should you.